Hello and welcome to the full moon video. Now this full moon will be happening on the 6th of January 2023. Happy New Year! This is our first full moon for 2023 and it is happening in the sign of Cancer. And now the sun is in Capricorn. We're currently in the Mercury retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, as well as a Mars retrograde in the sign of Gemini. Now, during this full moon in the sign of Cancer, we can all feel very tense because there's a lot that we have to take into consideration. We might be feeling a bit stuck. We are in the Mercury retrograde where we can be feeling like we're not moving along as we should with this Mars and Mercury retrograde. And this Cancer full moon is beautiful. Full moons are a time of completion and releasing, where we decide what we want to let go of within our lives. And this Cancer full moon is particularly looking at your needs. What do you need and want? Where have you been overextending yourself, overcommitting yourself, giving too much of your energy? And this is very fitting for this full moon because we've just come out obviously of the festive season. So where have we been giving too much of our energy outside of ourselves, nurturing too much, committing too much? With the sun being in Capricorn, this is the world. This is our responsibilities, the things we need to take care of, what we feel we need to get done. And now with this full moon, it's taking care of your emotional needs. A Cancer full moon relates to family. It relates to our emotions. Cancer is ruled by the moon. So how are we feeling? What needs nurturing? What needs taking care of when it comes to your own personal needs and your inner child? So this is the energy where we mother ourselves, where we nurture and take care of our needs, because maybe we've been overextending ourselves too much. So at this time, it's a time where you feel, I need to process everything, right? I need to process everything that's happened. We're still in this Mars retrograde. I need to revise, reconsider, see what I need to cut out of my life, what I no longer would wish to take forward with me. Where am I too obligated? And what is that doing to my emotional sense of well-being? So this is a full moon definitely taking care of you. And it's an important full moon in that essence because when we don't take care of ourselves, when we overextend ourselves, overgive, overcommit ourselves, nobody wins. That is when resentment comes through. That is when conflicts arise. That is when we're exhausted. That's when our limits are being pushed. That is where we are lacking boundaries. And when we reach that point where we've given too much, we've taken on too much, we're doing too much for everyone, we've mothered everyone too much, we've given too much of our time and energy, we now become to a point where we just feel completely overwhelmed. So there is a feeling of feeling overwhelmed, of how much we've been giving to others. So this full moon to ask you to take a step back. This will be a pause and reflect point where we need to look at what needs to be cut out and where do we need to cut back when it comes to our time and energy in order to accomplish our long-term goals, because the sun is in Capricorn and Mercury retrograde has us revising our goals and seeing what we want to really move forward with. Now, this full moon in Cancer with the sun in Capricorn is in a square to Chiron direct in the sign of Aries, where you can be feeling maybe not as confident. This is the energy of the outcast. You are different. You have a different perspective. Maybe you're doing things differently. Maybe what you think and feel is different from those around you. Okay, because Cancer has to do with our family and close connections, the people that we let into our heart, home, where we feel comfortable, and maybe we're feeling a bit different with that square. You know, we have different objectives, different opinions, and this energy is asking you, especially with Chiron being direct in Aries, to seek out that sense of independence within yourself, where you feel like you can do this. You might be feeling Obviously, not as confident, but you are feeling like, okay, I'm different, I have a unique perspective, and I have been overextending myself. So where do I now pull back my energy and focus on me? This is a very much a full moon for self-care, self-reflection, and a time for taking care of our heart. And our heart is very important. Our emotional needs are very important. We're very in tune and feeling very sensitive during this full moon. It is in a water sign, Cancer. So we can be feeling emotionally sensitive to our environment, emotionally sensitive and in tune. So we can be picking up energies from others. But this would be a time where even though if you pick up those energies from others, you would now be pulling back your energy to you, either through creating a boundary or doing a cleansing ritual or cord cutting. You are focusing and putting the energy back within self. You are drawing your energy back from the areas in which you've given too much within your life. And there are many places that we could have done this, where we've just overextended ourselves and we're feeling very depleted and exhausted. This would be a full moon for rest and rejuvenation. You can be feeling very emotional because it is in Cancer, and Cancer is very much in tune with your emotions. So if you need a moment to give yourself that moment, if you need to feel the tears, to allow them to be released, give yourself that. It's not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of acknowledgement of how you've been feeling, and it's absolute validation. Validation to what you feel, and when we can acknowledge our feelings. You know, we are in a society where the world keeps moving and work is always calling. The sun is in Capricorn. There's things to do and responsibilities, and where do we need to appear next, and what do we need to get done? It's a go kind of world. And so when we come to this point of where we have to actually sit and feel the feelings of what we are truly feeling within ourselves, it can be challenging. Because there's so many distractions and so many things to get done and so many places to be and so many situations to think about. Right? We are thinking a lot about our responsibilities. Mercury is retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, so we'll be thinking a lot about our responsibilities. Mars is retrograde in the sign of Gemini, very mentally active energy where we could be thinking a lot. And this is a time to stop. To completely stop and come to the point of looking at your feelings. Because when we suppress and when we repress, we push things to the down within ourselves, and that becomes very unhealthy for our physical body, our spiritual body, and our emotional body. It can either lead to where we can physically feel unwell. It can also feel to where we emotionally have an outburst, maybe at the wrong place, time, because we've just been putting too much of our feelings down within us and stuffing them. So this is a time to sit with your feelings and give yourself the space and to nurture your inner child, where we give to ourselves a moment of time to emotionally acknowledge your emotions as you, with no judgment, with no question, just to look at how you are feeling. And when you allow those feelings to come through, to move through you, you gain a sense of clarity of exactly what you emotionally need. And when you can look at what you emotionally need, you can give that to yourself by acknowledging it. This is what I need. I need time out. I need to find love, for myself, in that essence of like, maybe you're not receiving the emotions you want to receive from everyone else. Now's the time to say, okay, I'm not receiving it from outside of myself. I'm not receiving it from the people I care about. I'm not receiving it from how much I do. But what can I do for me to show me that I am valid? And that's by stepping back and saying, okay, I'm not going to do that. It's depleting me. What do you need? You inside of me. Okay, you need time out. You need maybe some help. You need some support. How can I seek that support? Do I need to speak to someone? Do I need to connect to a friend who I know can offer that support? Do I need to ask for a helping hand? That is the energy of this, where we are actually saying, what do I need? And how can I figure out the ways I can give myself what I need in order to move forward? Because then only can I focus on my long-term future goals, ambitions, and what I actually want to see within my life. This is the balancing point between Cancer and Capricorn. The Sun in Capricorn, our worldly duties, responsibilities, reputation, us outside of in the world. And this is back to our emotional needs and how much we've been giving and receiving, and what exactly are we going to give to ourselves. There is a sextile with this Sun in Capricorn. There is this beautiful harmonious energy with a sextile to the moon, full moon in the sign of Cancer, to Uranus in Taurus. And this energy is basically bringing about, right, a breakthrough, a realization, an epiphany, a change, sometimes even unexpected, of how things need to change in order for us to move forward. Uranus can bring about unexpected changes, but it definitely pushes us forward into the future. So embrace this full moon. Take some time out for you. Do like and subscribe. Let me know how you're feeling during this full moon. My link for my website is down below if you'd like a full moon reading, as well as a link for appreciation of these videos. Thank you and have a blessed full moon.